Hey book friends, it's Caitlin and all of my dying plants. This is my first video back in the new year, so happy new year. I decided to start off my first video talking about a book that was really intense. I wasn't really expecting it to be so emotional. I'm talking about Beartown by Fredrik Backman. This is a book that came out in 2016, and I've been like seeing the cover for years, hearing people talk about it, but it just never felt like the right moment for me to read it. I tried picking it up a few times and I finally managed to read the whole thing over the holidays. And wow, this was like a very powerful read and something that I want to answer because it's something that I was wondering even like up until the first like 150 pages was, is this book going to be for me if I don't like hockey? Because I don't care about hockey at all. And like I heard people say like, oh no, like you'll be able to resonate with it even if you don't like hockey. And let me just say, you don't have to like hockey, but you do have to have some kind of like history with sports, I think, to enjoy it because it made me feel really nostalgic for like my high school years of doing cross country and track and like just having all of that like team atmosphere with your coaches and your teammates and events and stuff like that. So it made me feel really nostalgic for that. But what I wasn't expecting, like, because like I went into this book kind of blind. I had heard that it was like a sad book and that it had something to do with toxic masculinity, but I had no idea that this was a story about a rape and how it affects this small dying town like somewhere in like northern Sweden in the forest where it's like winter all the time. Like I really had no idea. I was kind of unprepared for it and I couldn't get into the book until all of this drama started happening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the plot without giving any like real spoilers away beyond what I just said. So this is like, yeah, the story in this town called Beartown where everything revolves around hockey. Like literally everyone plays it. I mean, if you're a guy at least. And what happens is that the general manager of the hockey club, like his daughter, there's like this party after this big like hockey game, and like the star player hooks up with Maya, who is the daughter of the general manager, and he ends up, yeah, taking advantage of her. And everyone takes the boys' side, and everyone is against Maya, and it's just like so gut wrenching to see like how the town turns against her and only believes him, like really just for the sake of his hockey career and for the team being able to like go on and like win the big hockey final. And so you spend the whole book just like so upset and like hoping that she will get justice and people will like realize that they're being absolutely horrible. But the ending is really satisfying. And once all of this like drama started happening, I was like completely in with this book. Like I was so engaged and I couldn't put it down. But it is really an emotional book that you have to make sure that you're ready to read. I would recommend it. I think it's a powerful read. Like it really kind of shook me. And I thought that all the characters were like fascinating. Like each, I feel like I could have read a book starring like each one of the characters independently. My favorite people were Amat and Benji. Amat is from some war-torn country and he's grown up in Beartown, but he's really poor. And so everything is kind of revolving on his like testimony. But the thing is that he's on the hockey team. And so he's like torn between wanting to like fit in with the hockey team and like wanting to do right by Maya, who he's also like in love with. And the other person I really liked was Benji, who is like this really soulful guy on the hockey team that's best friends with Kevin, the rapist. And Benji's actually in the closet. So this book also talks a lot about homophobia and yeah, it's just a really good book. I'm glad I read it. I'm wondering if other people, what their thoughts are on this. Do you have to like hockey? Is this a book you can enjoy despite the kind of dark themes? I'm definitely going to read the other two books in the Beartown trilogy, but I'm gonna wait until I'm like emotionally prepared to read such sad things in case the other books end up being depressing. Let me know if you read this, and we'll see you next time.